Good morning everyone. My name is Rashmi and as you know that I am going to take your chemistry class. You know that first term syllabus is over and now we are going to start our second term syllabus. So in second term syllabus, first chapter is electrolysis. Chapter number 6. So first of all, I am going to explain the difference between electrolytes and conductors. Conductors term is used when we use metal or non-metal, and electrolyte term is used when there is a chemical substances. So first of all, I will explain the term electrolytes and non-electrolytes. So electrolytes are the substances which are chemical substances which conduct electricity. These are the chemical substances. As you know, conductors are metals which conduct electricity, and here electrolytes are the substances which conduct electricity. And non-electrolytes, these are the substances, chemical substances which do not conduct electricity. So electrolytes are of two kinds further: strong electrolytes, strong and weak electrolytes. Strong electrolytes, they are mainly contain ions, and weak electrolytes, they contain ions and molecules. And here these strong electrolytes, they allow large amount of current to pass through them, but the weak electrolyte, they allow small amount of current to pass through them, because conduction of current is due to the ions. You can see in strong electrolyte only ions are present, so it can conduct large amount of electricity, and here ions and molecules are present, so conduction of electricity is due to ions only. Therefore weak electrolyte will conduct electricity in small amount. And next, non-electrolyte, they contain only molecules. So no ion is present, ions are not there, so molecule will not conduct electricity. Therefore non-electrolytes, they do not conduct electricity. Next one is, some basic terms are there, like electrolysis. Our chapter name, it is made of two words: electrolysis. Electro means current, electricity, and lysis means separation. This is electricity, and lysis means separation. So when we pass electric current through the chemical compound, and then chemical compound will dissociate, and due to the passage of electricity dissociate into ions, then this whole process is called electrolysis. The definition is, it is the process of decomposition of a chemical compound in aqueous solution or in molten state accompanied by a chemical change by using direct electric current. And next term is electrodes. Before explaining this, I want to explain one more term: electrolytic cell. It is made of non-conductor vessel containing metal rods. One metal rod is attached to the negative terminal of the battery. This negative terminal of the battery, and it is called cathode. This one is the positive terminal, this is called battery, positive terminal of the battery, and it is called anode. and here is a solution, that is called electrolyte. This is called electrolyte. Electrolyte. So electrodes, these are actually the metal rods which are helpful to enter the current. Current will enter and one side current will leave. So these are of two kinds, cathode and anode. Cathode, it is the metal electrode. It can be graphite, it can be gas carbon. So that is attached to the negative terminal of the battery, that is called cathode. And the electrode known as anode is the metal plate which is attached to the positive terminal of the battery. Next one is ions. Ions. So ions, you also know, you have done this in 9th standard, cation and anion. Cations are the charged particle which contain positive charge, like Na positive sodium ion, then magnesium 2 positive charge. Atom having positive charge are called cation. And next one is anion. These are negatively charged. So you can give the example of anion. Can you give? Yes, it is F negative fluoride, chloride, bromide, etc. There are many examples of anions. And in the electrolysis, one thing is there, you can memorize, like there are in the electrolyte cations are anions are present. For example, A positive, B negative. This is called cation. C move towards C. Just to memorize, C cation move towards C and it will discharge over here. Anion A move towards anode A. A move towards A, C move towards C. Just to memorize it. We will use it in the next portion. And next one is oxidation and reduction. In terms of electron, loss of electron is in the syllabus, so we will do only in terms of loss of electron, oxidation and reduction. Oxidation, it is the loss of electron, and reduction is gain of electron. So you can remember, like here is O and here is O. Oxidation, loss of electron. Reduction, gain of electron. Example, sodium, electronic configuration, yes, atomic number 11, 2, 8, 1. So to become stable, it will lose one electron and become Na positive. So loss of electron, this process is called oxidation. Loss means minus one electron. So it is called oxidation. Next one is reduction. Reduction is gain of electron. You can take the example of non-metals here. Here oxidation occurs in case of metals and reduction. Fluorine, atomic number is 9, 2, 7 is the electronic configuration. To become stable, it will gain one electron. So it will be fluoride. So gain of electron is called reduction. And the next one is ionization and dissociation. Next, difference between ionization and dissociation. Ionization and second one is dissociation. Here you will use the concept of ionic bond and covalent bond. So dissociation is that in which ions are previously present in the cationic form, but they are together, they are not separated in dissociation. But in ionization, cations and anions are not there, but when we add water, then they will form ions. Example, you can take HCl. Now there is no separation of charges, there is no ion. When we add water, you will see that it will form H positive and this will change into Cl negative. Now there is separation of ions. Previously there was no ion, that's why this process is called ionization. And here dissociation. You can take the example of a common salt, that is sodium chloride, NaCl. So you can see there is it is always Na positive, Cl negative. Charges are there, but they are together due to the strong electrostatic force of attraction. So when dissociation is when it is in molten state or it is in aqueous state, then it will change into ions. Ions are separated. Firstly they are together, after that they are separated when we add water or when we heat this substance. So this is called dissociation. Ions are there and then they separated. Here there is no ion, then but after the addition of water, ions are formed. Clear this difference, ionization and dissociation. And the next one is electrochemical series. You have done this electrochemical series in 8th standard also and in 9th also. Electrochemical series. Electrochemical series. There is a cationic series also, cation and anion series. So in electrochemical series, in case of cation, metals are arranged according to their reactivity. As the reactivity decreases, so metals are arranged like downward reactivity decreases. So here is the cationic is K positive first, then after that you can take calcium, 2 positive is there, then sodium positive, then after that some more elements are there, in between there is hydrogen ion, then copper 2 positive is there, then platinum, so like this. So it will use in the electrolysis. I will explain the use of this afterwards. And ionic is also there. First one is sulfate and then nitrate, then after that chloride, bromide, iodide, OH negative. So this is electrochemical series of anions. This is electrochemical series of cation. So next topic is selective discharge. Selective discharge, as we have done this electrolytic cell, first understand this one, then I will explain the meaning of electrolytic discharge, ionic discharge. Here is negative, positive, cation, cathode, and this one is anode, and here is electrolyte. Remember that this electrolyte must be in aqueous state or it should be in molten state. Aqueous state means in substance water is added. So if there are two cations present, for example H positive and Cu2 positive, H positive, Cu2 positive. Now there should be a selective discharge. Selective discharge means out of these two cations, which will discharge on cathode. As you know, C moves towards C, both are cations. So which will move toward the cathode. So here it will be used, cationic series. Now see the position of a copper 2 positive. It is lower position, so it will discharge first rather than hydrogen. That is the use of electrochemical series. When two or more cations are there, then you will see this electrochemical series. If two anions are given, for example OH negative and SO4 2 negative. Now which will, you can see the series, which will discharge first? Can you give the answer? Here is sulfate and here is OH negative, hydroxyl ion. So which is having lower position? OH negative is having lower position, so it will discharge first at anode. That is the use of electrochemical series. And next one is selective discharge. You know the meaning now. Selective discharge. There are three factors. First is electrochemical position of cation, anion, and second one is concentration factor. Concentration means amount of cation or anion, and the third one is, and the C part is nature of electrode. Nature of electrode. Now first vector is clear, position of cation and anion in the chemical series. Second one is concentration. If the concentration of H positive is more as compared to Cu2 positive, so H positive will discharge. But in your syllabus only the first one is there, position of cation and anion. And the next one, nature of electrode. Electrode there are of two types, inert, and the second one is active. Active. Inert electrodes are those which do not take part in electrolysis, and active electrodes are those which take part in electrolysis process. So example of inert is graphite and platinum, and here active you can take copper, silver, any metal you can take that is in active electrode. So up to this revise this full, and then if you will have any doubt regarding these topics you can ask in comment section. Thank you.